competition throughout the state. We have several MST students every year compete in this and place in this. So again, we're very proud of these kids, and it gives them an opportunity to really show off their math skills. We have some organizations that you can become a part of. Our Mu Alpha Theta group is basically a math fraternity, and these students not only get together and enjoy math, but they also help tutor some of our struggling MST students every Tuesday afternoon. We also have in its second year our MST Leadership Council. Again, they're doing some different things when it comes to activities after school. They started a talent show last year, but it's really neat to see the different things that our Leadership Council is doing, not only for the program, but for Pankow and our community. And we also have opportunities in terms of internships and job shadowing that go on as early as 9th grade. We've got a program where on Saturdays we have MST staff take students down to Ford and get them exposed to that, get them seeing what goes on behind the scenes in engineering programs and different occupations like that, and it's turned into some internships in the summertime and beyond for some of our students recently. We're very, very proud of not only that ACT and review that we do starting in 9th grade, but the results basically speak for themselves. We just compiled our data. Our seniors this year who took the MME as juniors, and part of the MME is the ACT, looking at their score that they took basically a year ago, this ACT, our composite, we have about 60 graduating seniors in the MST program this year. Their overall composite out of 36 on average was almost a 29, 28.6 when you take a look at all 4 subscores and create a composite. The math subscore alone was an average of 30.2 out of 36. And our average science ACT score was very close to 28, 27.8. I think these numbers speak loudly. These students aren't all A students. These students are getting B's and C's. You know, but they are here, they're being challenged, and learning is taking place. And this is about the most objective way that you can show learning taking place is through an ACT score. Next to it are the state averages. And you can see that our composites and our subscores, are 8, 9, 10 points higher than the state averages. All the success with our graduating seniors doesn't just stop there. We move on. These students are moving on to great universities and post-secondary opportunities. And we ask them as they get accepted to different schools and apply for their scholarships to these universities to let us know, what are you being awarded scholarship-wise? And we collect that data. And over the last 4 years, you can see where the millions of dollars that our graduates and alumni from the MST program are accruing as they make that decision process into what school they want to go to. Every December we have our alumni come back. It's a wonderful, wonderful day to see our MST alumni who are now in college. We had people who are now 3 and 4 years out of high school, who are in their senior year at whatever university they went to, come back and we serve them breakfast. They come in and they talk to our MST classes and talk about what MST has done for them from the beginning year when they first started college and beyond. And here are some things that they say. This informational sheet that you have in front of you, really, I'm not going to read this for you, but you can look at this, and on the back page it really talks a lot about what students are saying about the program that they're in now. And this screen talks an awful lot about what they feel like, what MST has done for them and preparing them for college. This part of the program, we like to bring up current students, current seniors that are in the program. They've been invested for 4 years. To take a couple of minutes and just talk about their story, talk about what MST has done for them, what it's doing for them now, and what it probably will do for them in their future, and give you an idea just from a student standpoint. So our first student speaker is a 12th grader, Ms. Taylor Rooker.
AP Physics C, AP Chemistry, AP Calculus BC, and also AP Biology. And it's just kind of hard to think how 4 years ago I was standing where I am now and scared out of my wits like I am now also, delivering nearly the same speech to the incoming students that I'm about to give to you now. The only difference is that standing here, I'm not relying on just the past 5 months of my schooling to get me through the speech, but rather I'm talking to you with the last 4 years now under my belt. In the beginning of freshman year, you're given what I like to call your safety net, and through the next 4 years of your high school career, this net turns into your own personalized belt. But what you choose to hold up with this belt is completely up to you. At your respective high school, you'll find that your safety net might always just be that, a safety net. But the perseverance, communication skills, responsibility, and independence learned through MST is what transitions a safety net into a decent belt for everyone to live on. High school is obviously a big transition for everybody, so if you're scared, I promise you you're not alone. Between your school, homework, and social life, you will have to learn to find a balance. And I like to say that every student in the nation will hit this point in their education where they realize that they may not have been working as hard as they should have been, and they need to actually crack the whip and get down to business. But unfortunately, most students won't learn this until they're well into their college career, but by that point, it's really too late to pick up the slack that you've been holding on to. Our MST students, on the other hand, we hit this point well before college. Most students will reach this in between your freshman year and your junior year. Some might be until senior year, but nonetheless, we all make it eventually. I remember when I first delivered my speech about MST, I had gone to Mrs. Piper and asked her what anyone would have asked their teacher when they're about to give a speech in front of 150 families. What should I say in my speech? To which she recommended I talk about my transition into high school and how MST has played a part in the making of my foundation. She told me that I should be honest with how I felt and how I was doing. This is your first safety net in action. When you can't figure something out right away, someone will obviously help you. But now, 4 years later, I've grown to the point where just yesterday I found out that they needed a speaker. They wanted me to speak, and I was able to compose this overnight. But here's what I really wanted to say about this. Yesterday, when I found out that they wanted me to speak, I'd asked Mr. Nectarline the same thing that I asked Mrs. Piper 4 years ago. What should I say in my speech? To which he replied, well, this is your speech. You can really say whatever you want to say. And that's when I knew my safety net was officially my own belt. Mr. Nectarline believed in me and knew that I knew what I wanted to say, I just hadn't exactly formalized it yet. And he didn't need to tell me what to say. It's this type of independence and responsibility that is learned through MST that you can apply to any part of your life. You learn early in the game that without these characteristics, you won't succeed no matter where you go. But MST teaches the students to rely on one another for help, but to ultimately be relying on yourself. And the teachers, oh gosh, the teachers will honestly become so much to you. They play such an important role in this transition, and I can truly say that the teachers make the program better as a whole. Since you're going to have some teachers more than once, as a student, you can establish really strong relationships with each of the teachers in the program. In addition, the students that you have in your freshman class will be walking the same footsteps that you are for the next 4 years. Each teacher has helped me evolve as my own person, and each of them have touched my life in an extremely special and genuine way. Each teacher I've ever had in the MST program has pushed me to study like I would have to in college. And they also, most of them, run their classes parallel to college lectures, which will give freshmen a great challenge and advantage all in one. The teachers in MST also coordinate on what topics should be taught when, so that the time we spend learning in class is never wasted. And obviously, being a part of MST means that you're expected to learn at an accelerated pace. And although this can be a little scary, it's your job as a student to keep communication lines with your teachers open because they'll often be cooperative with like arranging their schedule around anything that might be blocking you from succeeding.